Right, so welcome back. In this video we're going to look at producing a straight line from these data here. These data for an experiment investigating something called Maillard reactions, which my students will do in more detail in the second year. We get our data here and to produce a graph is quite simple. What we're going to do is produce a straight line graph of a particular kind. So we're just going to select the data in the normal way and then go to insert. There's a number of recommended charts which can sometimes be helpful to you, but in this case we know what we want. We want an XY scatter without any points, because we're going to put our own line through it. So we don't want one with a straight line through it, we don't want one with a curvy line, we want one without any points. Okay, so that's appeared straight away. And if we have a little bit of a look at it, we'll see along the x-axis, the so-called independent variable, the thing we changed during the experiment, we have the glucose concentrations because that's what we varied. And on the y-axis, the so-called dependent variable, the thing we measured, we have the absorbances at 420 nanometers. So that's not bad. Students have an occasional tendency to submit graphs like this for lab reports and things, but this graph is not finished by any means. There's a number of things we need to do. And first we need to identify the various elements of the graph. So I'm going to double click on it. This format chart area thing appears here. I'm just going to get rid of it and go over to here where we've now got add chart elements. Now, two things I'm going to add. There's a number of things we can add, and we'll look at quite a few of these later on. But the moment what we want to add is axis title, primary horizontal, and we'll go back in there again and add primary vertical. So as we mentioned, on the bottom we have the concentration of glucose. Now I happen to know it's in millimoles, which I should have put in the table, but it's there now. And similarly for the, oops, I don't want that. Select this. In this case we're going to put absorbance at 410 nanometers. That's the amount of light absorbed, its wavelength. Absorbance is unusual and it doesn't actually have a unit. Most things have units, and again that's something students sometimes forget. Normally you would have units. Okay, that's not bad. We could have changed the title as well. We could have just clicked on it and edited it, but I think we'll leave it as it is now. The next thing we want to do is put what we call a trend line through these data. So I'm going to hover over one of the points and right click. You'll see add trend line appears. Right, there's a number of things we can do here. One thing we don't want to do is click on set intercept, because that forces the line through zero. In this case and in many others it doesn't go through zero, but we want display equation on chart and display R² value on chart. Right, they should appear when we come out of here. We can make them probably a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. Okay, the equation of a line is in the form y equals mx plus c, and there's information on the notes on that. And the R² value, which is a measure of the straightness of the line really. If R² was 1 exactly, it would be a perfect straight line. This isn't a perfect straight line. This is an experiment using eggs and sugar and various other things, and eggs are quite variable, so we do get some quite variable results here. But there we are. That's how to produce a straight line XY scatter graph with the equation of a line and the R² value.